Hello, my name is Linda Bahana Gatter. On a beautiful Sunday afternoon, Trish was picking up her son from daycare. She was coming from a long day of work. While she was driving, she came to a complete stop at a stop sign. She looked in every direction to make sure there was no cars coming. When her 3-year-old son suddenly called her, she turned back, and out of nowhere, a car came and dragged her car, hitting her car. This person was drunk and was drinking while he was driving. Trish was killed right away, while her son, her 3-year-old son, witnessed everything and of course survived. On February 21st, 2008, Rachel Elliott was coming out from a friend's house. She was driving when a car hit her. This car was driving in the wrong lane. The intoxicated person was a 29-year-old person. Rachel was killed 3 hours later, and the drunk driver was obviously taken to jail, but then eventually was let go on the same night. Ironically, Rachel participated in a school program that educated teenagers about drinking and driving. She was against it. So this speech is not about against alcohol, but rather about drinking and driving, what not to do and why not do it, why not to do it. So first going to talk about why people drink. First going to talk about what happened to the person's brain when they drink. The brain is divided into several parts. The parietal brain, which is the motor skill, it is actually the one that allows to react when there's a situation. The temporal lobe, which is the hearing and the talking, which we can tell when somebody has problem talking or cannot understand as well. The occipital lobe, which is for vision, and it is when the drunk person sees double, and then while they're driving, they tend to see 2 rows instead of 1. And then the frontal lobe, which is this one right here, and it affects the reasoning, which is why some people think that they're fine to drive even though they're not. So those are the main parts of the brain that it gets affected when you drink. So every 15 minutes there is a person that gets injured or killed by a drunk driver. Every 30 minutes a drunk driver kills a person. And this could happen to anyone. Let's go see a graph, actually a chart, about from 1982 all the way to 2007. It tells us all the death that has happened or injuries. These are all, the numbers keep lowering, and yes, they keep lowering, but we have to remember that these are not just numbers. These are actually people. These are actually loved ones. These are actually mom, dads, brothers, sisters, fathers, grandparents, granddaughters. So why do people continue to drink and drive? Well, alcohol. Well, alcohol. People think that they could do whatever they can. You know, alcohol, it prevents the people from thinking clearly. So people feel like they are making the right decisions even though they're not. How can we prevent this situation from happening? Well, first of all, if you know that you're going to go to a party, celebration, happy hour, anything like that, you first have to think, if you're going to be drinking, you first have to think that you have to have a designated person or a phone number for a taxi if you're going to be drinking and driving, if you're going to be drinking. So the designated person, obviously, he or she should not drink. And designated person doesn't mean that the person who just drinks the less means that that should be the person driving. This person should not drink whatsoever. Also, don't get in the car with the person who has been drinking. And if you are hosting a party, don't let the person who has been drinking drive. Also, there's some things that people think that eating before or while they're drinking is going to help prevent them from getting drunk. But eating does slow down the absorption of alcohol, but it doesn't prevent the person from. Some people think that coffee and shower is going to help get you sober, but it doesn't. Shower can refresh you, but it's not going to make you feel, it's not going to get you sober. So what's going to help? Only time. Time is going to help. So drinking and driving is a criminal offense, and there are penalties, fines, and fees, and obviously jail. In the end, drinking and driving is not an accident. Accident in the dictionary, accident is stated as a unfortunate. But this is not an unfortunate. This could be prevented. Trish and Rachel's death could have been prevented if only the obvious solution, the obvious steps were followed. Like, if you drink, don't drive. And if you're driving, don't drink. Thanks for watching.
Hi, and thanks for allowing me to watch your speech today. Overall, it was a great speech. The tone was very good and very easy to hear. The presentation flowed very well. I particularly enjoyed the narrative stories in the beginning, which really drew me in and provided a real-life example of victims to drunk driving. So I did enjoy that part of the speech. In addition, the graph of the brain, providing a more detailed scientific analysis, was very helpful, and the chart explaining the fatalities due to drunk driving was also very informative.